Hi, this is Joel Allen. I'm the director of the McGovern Center here on the campus of Dakota Wesleyan University in Mitchell, South Dakota. I'm also a professor of religion and philosophy here at Dakota Wesleyan. And in this short talk, it's going to take about 10 minutes. I want to talk about what we did this last summer and what we're looking forward to in the fall. And today is August 11, 2025. So here we go. Screen share is on. So the McGovern Center report, August 20th. It's August 20 because I'm going to be presenting this to a faculty meeting, and that's on August 20, obviously. Okay, we had three summer events, which I'm very pleased with this last summer. They all were remarkable in their own way. We had a remarkable debate, a community conversation, or a courageous conversation, as we have different names for this, but a debate on the placement of the prison in the Mitchell area. It's going to be the biggest construction project and I heard at first it was 1,200 prisoners up to the highest potential, more than likely in the 700-800s of prisoners. So anyway, when the proposal was made to build that here in Mitchell, a certain group of people just went absolutely berserk, and that's stating it too hard because they felt like, their peace and livelihood was going to be drastically changed. So it's a tremendous amount of animosity and debate. There were several other county-held meetings and city-held meetings, but this is their third. The mayor actually came to me. This is the first time that's happened. The mayor came to me and asked me if we'd put on this debate to help people to feel like they had a real place of talking. A lot of them were saying that nobody was listening to them. And so we put on a debate, and the air conditioning system went out right before we started. There's a bad electrical storm, and all of our sound equipment and microphones were inoperable. And so it was hot, and we were screaming at each other. And imagine how that goes down. People, believe it or not, managed to keep their feelings under control. There was a little bit of diciness, but overall it went very well, and I'm real pleased we did it. Although there were times I wondered. Secondly, we had a Democratic town hall meeting with Julian Baudian. Julian is running against Senator Rounds for the Senate seat, one of the Senate seats here in South Dakota. And the focus of this town hall was on agriculture. And we had a very, very good, meaningful conversation. Very small, but very good. And this is the second year in a row, although we've done this three times, debates at the USD Law School. The dean there is a big Braver Angels enthusiast, and he asked if we would come back and run Braver Angel style debate. It's a great way to just kind of inaugurate the way this process type of discussion happens, especially in halls of legislation. And so these students there were 95 of them. They were being this was their orientation week. And so they were just out of the traces. They're very filled with enthusiasm. They didn't know each other very well. It was just a great environment. But I love the way graduate student or law students debate. It's just a whole different ball of wax. So that was a wonderful experience, and I'm so glad we did it. The Brave Angel style debate at USD Law School of all. The topic was the age of marriageability in South Dakota. Another thing, this is looking toward the future. One of the main things I really want to spend time focusing on is the St. John's Bible. I've already had the opportunity to take it out in the community quite a bit and preach from it. You may not know what the St. John's Bible is. Now, let me just say very, very briefly, it's the only English manuscript, mean written by hand. That's the technical meaning of manuscript. It's the only official manuscript of the Bible in the English language done on ancient methodology and equipment. So it was done on vellum with ancient inks, and the artistic renderings there were done in the ancient fashion. And so this is the only English manuscript, beautifully illustrated manuscript done in ancient style in the world. And well, the original is that. We actually have one of the highest level of reproduction called the Heritage Edition of the St. John's Bible. And I want to take it out and just get it out in the community do it at different events. In other words, bring one of the volumes out there, seven, and just talk about it in different and do events with students, teaching them how to think in terms of encountering beauty and interpreting beauty. And so it's just a great opportunity, and I really want to focus on St. John's Bible this fall. Also, I've been working on a discussion group, an organized discussion on the faith of the future and the future of faith. That says a lot. It's hard to say, but it does say a lot. Really, I feel like we're not talking seriously enough as a local American, you know, citizens about this question: what is the future of faith? What is the future of faith when so many young Americans are ghosting God? Young people are really ghosting God. I have done quite a bit of reading on this, and there's a whole bunch of reasons why. But the numbers of young Americans who say that religion has absolutely no meaning to them, they have no interest in going to church, have no spiritual interests at all. Why is that happening, and where do we go from here to make faith meaningful once again? A lot of people turned off by overly political religion and hypocrisy that is just driving so many away. And also, there are other reasons, but we'll talk about the reasons, then talk about some of the background that we should need to be thinking about. So what this will be is a discussion that I will lead, followed by questions that I really want to hear people's thoughts and questions. And I will have several other ways of people interacting with this too. So I'm wanting to get out and just do it in a lot of different places and generate conversation and kind of see where it goes. We were trying with we It's worked out very well for us to have several politicians on campus. This is tentative, but we're pretty sure Senator Thune's going to be on campus. He's going to be in Mitchell on the 25th. We're pretty sure about that. They're reluctant to say absolutely. But what we're talking about doing is doing a student-led forum with questions related to their field of study. They've made no commitment to us on this. As you can see, we only have a date on John Thune. We've been in touch with Mike Rounds and Julian Baudian and talking with them about sometime in October, but it's very difficult for them to solidify their schedule, and they like to do that right at the last minute. So with Senator Thune, they will be driving this. We may not do it on this topic at all that we have listed here. Of course, they are going to be the ones to say what he does when he's on campus, and so we're just glad that he's going to be here and that we'll be able to greet him and have a great time and a learning time too for our students. The second McGovern event, I just realized I got these a little bit out of order. I should have the no. This isn't the right order. I'm sorry. Okay, so the first McGovern event is the first Faith of the Future event that I want to do. I might end up doing others before this, but the first one that I'll do on campus with people invited to come for a conversation about remember the question that we were talking about just a moment ago. Oops, we're going the wrong question. There we are. What is the future of faith when so many young Americans are ghosting God? That's the driving question. So I would love to have you come. It's September 11th in the McGovern Library at 3 p.m. If any of you are, at some distance and want to tune in on YouTube Live, let me know and we can get that set up. So the next event will be a Brave Angel style debate, the old style debate. You'll learn what that means in just a moment. By the old debate style. We still like to call these courageous conversations, but this will be October 15 at 7 p.m. And the key operative question will be, is America becoming an authoritarian state? Or maybe I'll change the word authoritarian to undemocratic, just because authoritarian can be a little bit mouthful. So October 15, we're having a debate on that topic. If it makes you angry even to hear that debate topic, then come and give us a good reason why this is not the case. And remember, we're very, very open to nuance with these types of debates. Someone might say, look, America is becoming more democratic, but I think that's a good thing because, so whatever. Anyway, that's October 15th, 7 o'clock, a Braver Angels debate on is America becoming an authoritarian state or more less democratic. Then you see that the Braver Angels new debate style is called ABCD discussions, a better community dialogue. And and so this is a very different style of debate. So Braver Angels has worked together this model of a new style of debating, and they're really wanting to push it out there and get people to give it a try. And it's not even it's more organized. It's even more organized conversation than the other Braver Angels courageous conversations that we've been doing where we really try to not make it winners or losers. But at any rate, this is a community dialogue, a better community dialogue. So you notice right at the front, instead of having a yes, no, negative, affirmative resolution, this has more a question, an operative question. And this one, and this is you could do a million different things, but this operative question is how can we minimize AI's risks to democracy while maximizing its potential benefits? So you see, that's very different, isn't it? It's not is America becoming more unpatriotic? It's how do we maximize AI's risks? And you can pick 1,000 different things, and the idea is that so you have an operative topic, you give people time to think about it and kind of generate some ideas and some doing a little online searching if they want. And then you put them into small groups and they discuss it and come up with some basic values that they want to drive their discussion, and then they break up into smaller. And anyway, so it's a process whereby people at the area end kind of work together to create a series of statements about what the major kind of solutions to this issue that they're wanting to discuss. So I've never planned it before, but I've seen a video about it and I've done some reading about it, and I'm really excited to give it a try. But I'm going to have to learn more about it myself. So, well, we're also planning a Wesleyan Heritage trip this next summer, June 17th through 27. Essentially, it's about 9, 10 days, 26. We'll be going to England, be going to all kinds of Wesley sites. Here we have Oxford. We'll go up to Epworth, of course. Go out to Bristol, of course. We're going to the Cotswolds because Wesley spent a lot of time in the Cotswolds. And so it's a very good heritage trip that will give you a lot of opportunities to learn about Wesleyanism if you're interested in Wesley. And so my wife and I are leading the trip, and we're really looking forward to it. So thanks a lot. I think that's everything, isn't it? Yeah, that's everything. So thanks a lot. Take care and wish you all the best. Bye. Okay.